Hello friends and welcome to PrepMate classes. In this lecture, we will discuss about the styles of temple architecture built during the ancient and medieval period in Indian history. Let us first discuss the stages in evolution of temple architecture. In the first stage of temple architecture, temples were square in shape and had flat roofs. The temple structure was built on a low platform. The structure housed a Garbhagriha or sanctum sanctorum. Garbhagriha was part of the temple where the idol of God was placed. The examples of such type are Temple 17 at Sanchi, Madhya Pradesh. In the second stage of temple architecture, the temples were square shaped and were constructed on raised platforms. A Pradakshina Path or a path around Garbhagriha was also added. The example of such a temple is Parvati Temple at Nachna Kuthara, Madhya Pradesh. In the third stage, flat roofs were replaced by a shikhara or a mountain peak-like structure. The principal temple was square in shape with a mandap or a congregation hall of worshippers in front of it. The Panchayatan style was introduced, under which 4 subsidiary shrines were constructed along with the principal shrine. The example of such type of temple is Kandarya Mahadeva Temple at Khajuraho. In the fourth stage, temple structure was similar to the previous stages with the exception of a rectangular shrine. In the fifth or last stage, temples were circular in shape which were housed in a shallow rectangular platform. No change was observed in the other features of the temples. For example, Maniyar Mutt Shrine at Rajgir, Bihar. Over the time period, various elements were added to the temple structure. Let us one by one discuss these elements. Mandapa. Mandapa was a hall for congregation of large number of worshippers. Antarala. Antaral was a small antechamber between the Garbhagriha and the Mandapa. Garbhagriha. It was a small room which is housed to the main deity. It is also known as Sanctum Sanctorum. Pradakshina. It was the path around the Sanctum Sanctorum. Jagati. Jagati was a raised surface, platform or terrace upon which some Buddhist or Hindu temples were built. Vahana. Vahana was the vehicle of temple's main deity and it was placed before the Sanctum Sanctorum. Subsidiary shrines. They were built around the main shrine in Panchayatan style of temple architecture and were 4 in number. Depending on the inclusion or exclusion of elements in the construction of a temple, 3 different styles of temple architecture came to fore. The first was the Nagra style. Nagra style was famous in northern Indian states. It had towers or shikharas with rounded top and curved linear outline. There was a small spherical shaped object at the top known as the Kalash. Pillars and gopurams were absent in these temples. Gopuram was a monumental tower usually ornate at the entrance of any temple. The examples of Nagra style of temples are Kandarya Mahadev Temple at Khajuraho, Madhya Pradesh, Sun Temple at Konark, Odisha, etc. Second was the Dravidian style. This style was famous in southern India in the region situated south of river Krishna. Towers in these temples were in shape of a pyramid called the Vimanam. The pillars were a prominent feature in the Dravidian style. Gopurams were also present. The temples belonging to Dravidian style are Brihadeshwara Temple, Tamil Nadu, Mahabalipuram Temple, also in Tamil Nadu. The third and the last style was the Vesara style. The towers of temples under the Vesara style featured a mix of Nagra and Dravidian styles. There was a prominent presence of pillars under the Vesara style of temples, but Gopurams were absent in all their temples. The Vesara style was famous in Karnataka. Temples under the Vesara style include Virupaksha Temple and Vitthal Temple, which are both situated in Karnataka.
For best learning, you can watch this video along with PrepMate's Engage UPSC series, which is available online as well as offline. Book features: complete subject in a single book with practice and past year questions at the end of the chapters. Model answers for UPSC mains from authors. Using the application PrepMate and web portal prepmate.in, you can access comprehensive digital support in form of videos, mock prelims, answer writing practice and regular updates.